Welcome back, everybody. I'm Latimer. So this week in our weekly news update, we got a few things to talk about. We're going to branch out a little bit as well. So first things first, we got Season 3 underway with the War Within. Goes Koresh. Everybody's running around getting prepared for the first week of raid that's about to hit us. Then we also got some hotfixes as well for Ghost of Koresh, which is great. We're going to talk about that. We got the Miss Pandaria raid schedule that has been released, so we're going to go over that as well for you. We got some interesting news about the Diablo's general manager. And then we got the former president of Blizzard, Mike Ibarra, had something to say about a new first-person shooter that's come out, comparing it to Call of Duty. We're going to look at that and see what he had to say. Before we get into all this, though, do me a favor. Give it a like, give it a subscribe, and hit that notification button. That way you never miss a video when I drop one. All right, let's go find out what's going on, shall we? All right, guys, so the first thing we're going to yap about here is just a quick reminder for you. There's a Twitch drop that is active. It's the Shade for Brew Thief pet that you can get. This is the cute little guy on the screen here. All you have to do is watch 4 hours on a participating streamer on Twitch. Make sure they have their drops on so that you do, and that you are connected to Blizzard as well, so that you do get the credit for the battle pet. And that's all you have to do to get them. So that is still on, and that's going to be active all the way till September 16th. All right. And then, so the next thing we're going to talk about is the Season 3 with the War Within and Ghost of Koresh, and we got a schedule for it and what's coming up here. And so right now, on the week of August 5th, what we got is the campaign chapters of chapters 1, 2, 3. We got the dungeons, normal, heroic, and mythic. Delves, all tiers are out. No bountiful, however. Okay, so save your bountiful keys out all for the next week. We got the new world boss. It's the Reshnar, the Untethered, and then we got Great Vault credit starts begins. Okay, so now with that, this just a quick reminder for this first week here to fill your vault. Make sure you get your all 8 delves done, tier 8s, and then make sure you get all the mythic zeros done. Okay, and then that way you guarantee yourself a full vault, because obviously you can't collect anything for raid. Week of August 12th, we got chapters 4 and the War Within epilogue. Raid Season 3 begins, okay, and that's the Mana Forge Omega raid. Again, another note on this: make sure you have your Reshi wraps, because this is required to enter the raid. This is really important. And also, Raid Finder Wing 1 will be starting normal, heroic, and mythic difficulties. Mythic Plus Season 3 begins. Tajaves, Street of Wonder, and Shoala's Gambit, all difficulties, and Tajaves, the Veil Market, hard mode, and difficulty become available as well. Season 3 PvP, Delves, those are all out, and you can use Bountiful, so there's going to be Bountiful on that week as well. And then the Great Vault rewards your first week will be available as well. And then the week of August 19th, the Raid Finder Wing 2 will be released. And then the week of August 26th, the Wing 3 will be released. Okay. Now there has been some hot fixes to the War Within. We're going to talk about that next. These hot fixes spanned over the course of 3 days, and as always, I will leave a link down below so you can go through this if I missed something or go through it too quickly for you. So we got Death Knight Frost resolved an issue causing Frostworm's Fury Dragon not to despawn. We got the Shaman Elemental resolved an issue causing Liquid Magnum Totem not to apply. Enhancement Totemic fixed a bug where allowed Tremor to be dodged. Delve's Arcane Barrier is now interruptible and dispellable. Recast time increased. Arcane Barrier shield is now 10% of health, was 15. Sandstep damage reduced by 65%. Mana Feast damage reduced by 66%. Arcane Lash damage reduced by 15%. And fixed a bug where Warlock's Wither could remove stacks of static charge from durable information securing the container. So we got obviously some good news there, because you got some nerfs there for the damage that's being done to you guys, and that's great. We got some item fixes here. Void Touch Ocular has now had the correct amount of intellect. Fixed an issue where that caused several weapons from the Icodome Aldani to sheath incorrectly. Resolved an issue where Pinnacle caches were not given resonance crystals and cache. In Koresh, where multiplayer pet battles can now take place in Koresh. The quest, the Void Hunter, should now point you to Leona Darkstrider's correct location. This wasn't happening before. And a little one in Miss Pandaria Classic, Survival Rings Blades should now correctly always gain progress at all times. Classes for the Priest was fix a bug that allowed monks to bypass Guardian Spirit via Touch of Death. And in arenas, priests can no longer place light wells in arenas that other players cannot reach. Now, for August 7th, we got one on achievements here. We fixed an issue where players could not obtain My Stabbing My Stab Happy Nemesis after defeating the Nexus Prince Kaiveza in her lair. For Priest, Shadow got resolved, an issue with causing Shadow Word Death to not deal additional damage between 20 and 35% health with Death Speaker Talented. War Within Season 2 gear should now be convertible for free at the Revival Catalyst, which is great. So if you're looking to collect those pieces. Koresh reduced Rationer's health and overall difficulty. That's the world boss there, I believe. And so moving on, we got Miss Pandaria, some changes in there as well. We got the longest day achievement no longer requires that dailies need to be completed in a single day. The Sororic Stone tablet is now correctly enabled. Players can now discover the treasure once for experience and progress towards the treasure achievement. For classes, the Death Knight, Frost Death Knights will now correctly display their Death Rune as refreshed from Blood Tap without having to spend another rune. Warlock Void Ray now correctly costs 40 Demonic Fury. Developer notes, this was not intended bug in patch 5.4 for Demonology, which looks to have gone uncorrected in the original game until Fell Flame was removed in patch 6.0.2. All right, in PvP, fixed an issue where picking up the flag in a rated Eye of the Storm match could affect the player's ability to stealth even after the flag had been capped. And for quests, during the Wrestler Daily, Sling Sweat Puddles will now be the correct size, and the Slimy Feet debuff should now correctly always be removed when moving out of the ground effect. In August 6th, we had a couple more is there. Fixed an achievement bug that made Mad World and Through the Looking Glass go missing. Delve's Side Street Sluice, Vindel Snapcrank will now properly respawn if he leaves combat and resets. In Koresh, the map icon for Tashavesh should now show the proper renown rank. The nearest phase diving conduits should now be visible on the map when phase diving. That is actually a great change because that was a little bit of a pain in the butt trying to figure out where they were. For quests, resolved an issue where crest transmutation would not always give players the extra carved ethereal crest, and players who selected a talent for the Reshi wraps should be able to wrapped up. And then fixed the bug where bosses in the horrific visions were not counted towards the quest. World Soul horrific visions revisited. In Miss Pandaria Classic, world bosses should now correctly be set weekly. The Enchanted Pearl, Enchanted Tear, and Nightmare Tear gems will now give the correct stats at max level. Windshear Cactus, Raptor Leaf, and Snake Root will now have loot that is appropriate for the current patch. For classes, Priest, the Shadow Apparition missiles now move at the correct speed. Player versus player, fix the bug causing class adjustments to not work as intended in battle or for Galeas and Deepwind Gorge. Cards in Deepwood Gorge are now correctly returned when clicking on by the defending action. And then for transmog, straw hats now that correspond to your armor type are now usable as transmog appearances. So those are the hotfixes that have been dropped for both expansions, for both games right now, both Miss Pandaria Classic as well as the War Within. All right, so next on our list is the Miss Pandaria Classic Raid Schedule and Reward Schedule. So what we got is August 12th, the Celestial Dungeons unlock, okay? And Mogashan Vault Celestial Rewards are available at that time. And August 21st at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, the Heart of Fear Raid will be released, okay? Now, August 26th, Shaw of Anger World Boss will be dropped Tier 14 gear. Now, anybody that has been trying to farm it, trying to get that Tier 14 gear is not going to see that till August 26th. Anything beforehand, they're not getting that Tier 14. September 2nd, Celestial Dungeons Heart of Fear Celestial Rewards will be available. And September 4th at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Terrence of Endless Spring, that'll be available. And then on the 16th of September, the Celestial Dungeons TOES, the rewards, Celestial Rewards will be available then. As usual, I will leave the link below for you guys so you can check this out for information with regards to these raids. All right, so we're going to talk about Ghost of Koresh here again real quick. Myth track gear is something that players want. It's sought after because it is the highest tier of gear that we can get, right? Well, apparently you only get one shot per week, a new source guaranteed myth track gear in patch 112. Now, what this is it's a way you can obtain a piece of myth track gear without having to do the raid. Well, Mythic mains and Mythic Plus mains and Dungeon Goers have a new sort of mid-track gear in patch 112, but it looks like a major challenge. You're going to need some dedicated friends. So what this is one-shot deathless hard mode Tajavest is what will get you this PC gear. Completing a deathless Tajavest run isn't enough to earn you anything more than an achievement this time. Players will want to complete a one-shot deathless run for hard mode Tajavest. Every player in the group which completes a deathless Tajavest on the first attempt of the week will earn a guaranteed piece of Myth 1 out of 6 gear. So I'm going to leave this again, another link down below for you guys to check this out and how this works out. So there is a way you can get a piece of mid-track gear every week, but it is going to be hard. So just prepare yourself for that and enjoy. All right, so next up, this is all over the place. I'm sure you may have heard of it. If you haven't yet, you might enjoy this. I'm a Diablo fan. I play Diablo. I like Diablo. Wanted to do content on video. Or on Diablo, and I stopped doing content on Diablo because of how bad the content was. And the reason being for that is this man right here, Rod Fergusson. And the announcement is, in a surprise announcement, Diablo 4's general manager Rod Fergusson has announced his departure from Blizzard Microsoft after 5 years of managing Diablo and social media. Well, that's not a surprise. I think a lot of people saw this coming. Maybe not him, but a lot of people saw this coming because the player count from Diablo has dropped drastically. The damage done to the IP since this gentleman had the reins is massive, and it's going to take a long time for them to repair that. And I think one of the reasons for that damage is in his own direct quote right here, and that is, that phrase is a pet peeve of mine, Fergusson said. I hate the phrase. It's ready when it's ready. When I first came to Blizzard, somebody put a slide up that had that on there. And I went, nope, you're deleting that. And they were like, what are you talking about? I'm like, that's not how I make video games. Well, the problem Mr. Fergusson has is he wasn't making video games for the player. He was making video games for money. So which meant he was going to bang it out as fast as he possibly could, which in turn really hurt the game. And you could tell it, the game really suffered because of that. One of the qualities that Blizzard had back in the day when I first started playing Blizzard games in the original RTS and the original Diablos and the original Warcraft, the original StarCraft, was the fact that they would not put a game out unless it was quality. This was something that has been lost over the years, in my opinion. And they canned Ghost, StarCraft Ghost, how many times, and never even brought it to production, to full production or release because of the fact that it was not good enough for them. And that is what I liked about Blizzard. This gentleman came and said, hell no with that. We're just going to bang shit out and we're going to put it out there as fast as we possibly can for these guys. And well, you can see it in the content, what happened, and you can see it in the numbers and the players. They dropped off like flies. So again, good luck, Mr. Fergusson, but it's not a surprise that he's gone. So, moving on. All right, guys, so the last thing on my list today is about Blizzard, but not about Blizzard. What we're going to talk about today is Battlefield 6. Now, this is a first-person shooter. I was a big fan of Call of Duty. Call of Duty has lost their way a lot. It's been quite apparent. Anyhow, how this is about Blizzard is the former president of Blizzard made a comment about Battlefield 6. And this is former President Mike Ibarra. And so we're going to share that with you guys right now. And what Mike Ibarra had to say about it, which was fantastic, to be honest, was Battlefield will boot stomp Call of Duty this year. Not just beat them, they will boot stomp it. But the real winner here is Call of Duty, because Call of Duty won't be lazy anymore, and we'll all get better first-person shooter games for it. I'll absolutely 100% agree with Mike Ibarra on the fact that A, it's going to boot stomp it. I'm not so sure about we're going to get better FPS for it, and they won't be lazy about it. But that is definitely the end game goal here. I'm going to leave a link down below. It is in open beta right now, guys, so anybody can download and play. Check it out. It's really amazing. So we got it up on the screen right now. I'm just going to give you a quick little show you what it looks like. I'm not a pro by any means by this game, but I do want you guys to be able to see what it looks like. because it is absolutely fantastic. Just give me 1 second here. All right. Let's go. So as you can see, graphics are just beautiful. Oh. Try and get out of that area there so you can actually see what's going on. So the buildings are destroyable. So like you can actually break buildings with tanks and stuff like that. The scenery is absolutely amazing. It plays fantastically. Like right now, I'm at 4K Ultra. My settings are like maxed out here for graphics right now. Ultra settings. I'm at 4K resolution. Okay. I'm not using DLSS or anything, and I'm still hitting 95 frames a second. And it's absolutely gorgeous. The smoke is fantastic. Like the foliage and stuff like that. It's absolutely great, guys. So yeah, like I said, I just wanted to give you guys kind of a quick look-see at it. And if you're interested in a first-person shooter, it is definitely worth checking out, at least in my opinion. Yeah, like I said, I played it, and it is very, 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 very polished. Let's see if we can go kill something here before I shut this off. I'm going 50-50 on this one. This is actually one of the modes. It's called Conquest. It pretty much all-out war. Oh, those are our guys. Actually, I guess you probably shouldn't shoot them. Like, Jesus. Oh, shit. Well, I got one. But yeah, so anyhow, that's Battlefield 6. Check it out if you're into first-person shooters. You won't be disappointed. Anyhow, guys, this is all I've got for you today. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, please give it a like, give it a subscribe, hit the notification button. That way you never miss a video. Until next time, guys, I'm Vladimir. Keep gaming. Have a good day.